Hey everybody, welcome to today's lesson about creating consistent characters in Midjourney. I am going to just walk you through all the basics and we're going to just get started. So let's go. So if you're writing a comic book or a picture book, you want your characters to look basically the same from one page to the next. You may want them to be in the same outfit, and this can be very challenging to do with any kind of AI art tool, but it's not impossible. And I'll show you some tips to make it more likely that you'll get consistent images, that your characters are going to look like the same people, and that they'll be wearing the same outfit. So let's just start by talking a little bit about Midjourney. Midjourney is a subscription-only AI image generator, which you can sign up to at midjourney.com. There's a button on the in this version, it's lower right-hand corner. There's a button that says Join the Beta, and you just click on that. It'll take you through. You have to have a Discord account or create a Discord account, which is free. Discord is a chat platform, if you're old enough to remember AOL chat rooms or ICQ chat rooms. It's basically the same concept. It's just an updated platform for today. And at some point, Midjourney is going to create an app that runs outside of Discord. Now, when you sign up for Midjourney, you also get access to Midjourney. That is Niji Journey, and that is an anime-style image generator. And you can use Niji at any time by adding --Niji to the end of your prompt. And if you want to add the Midjourney and or Niji Journey bots to your own server, which I would highly recommend, I will have a tutorial to show you how to do that. You can also use these tutorials that are linked here. I will include links in the show notes, and I will also include a video to show you how to do it. It's really simple. It's really easy to do. And yes, there are different bots for Midjourney and Niji Journey, but you don't have to have both of them to access either one. If you, for example, if you only have the Niji Journey bot, you can still use it to generate images with Midjourney, and vice versa. So if you want to keep it simple, just add the Midjourney bot. And yeah, that's about it for this slide. So let's talk about some of the Midjourney plans. We've got Basic, Standard, Pro, and Mega. They range from $10 a month to almost $100 a month. You can pay monthly or you can pay annually. And when you upgrade, if you do, for example, an annual upgrade, you will be credited the amount that you've already paid. So for example, if you paid for Basic annual and you upgrade to Standard, it's not going to cost you, you're going to get credited for all of the stuff that you haven't used yet in your plan. So I would recommend starting with the Standard plan. Now, if you are buying for a company that makes over $1 million a year in gross revenue, you have to use the Pro plan. And you may find, especially if you're using Midjourney a lot, that you just really should upgrade from Standard to Pro. That's something that you'll have to make a determination about at some point. But if you're not part of a company or you're not representing a company making over $1 million a year, I would recommend starting with Standard. And the reason I say to start with Standard instead of Basic is because for plans with Standard and above, you get access to this mode of generation called Relax mode, which is slow mode. And what that means is you can generate unlimited images in Relax mode. You can generate as many as you want, hundreds, thousands, maybe even tens of thousands, and it's not going to cost you anything extra beyond the $30 a month. Whereas with Basic, you don't get access to Relax mode. And the problem with that is, especially if you're making, let's say, a comic book, you're going to run through these 200 images really, really quickly. And Discord, excuse me just a sec, I'm sorry, I have a little bit of a sore throat. All right, so let's continue. The problem with Basic is that you will run through those roughly 200 images really quickly, and Midjourney will ask you, okay, do you want to buy more fast hours? Now, you can generate around 100 images per fast hour, and so it'll be like, how about, $5? I think $5 gets you about an hour of fast time, and you might think, oh, sure, $5, that's fine. And before you know it, you've generated another 100 some images. And they're like, do you want another $5? And if you do that 4 times, then you've already spent as much as you would spend on standard, and you haven't received the value that you received from standard, and you don't have access to this relaxed mode. Because if you have standard and you run through all of your fast hours for the month, well, you can still use relaxed mode indefinitely. So this is why I recommend standard or pro if you are representing a big company. Okay, so these are some basic commands for Midjourney and Midjourney. This is how you use it in Midjourney in Discord. There's imagine, blend, and describe. And imagine is how you create an image with text. Blend, you can blend 2 or more images from your hard drive or from your camera roll if you have a phone, if you're using Midjourney on your phone. And describe, you can upload an image and then ask Midjourney or Midjourney to describe it, and then you can create new images based on its descriptions. And all of these create 4 images. Imagine and blend create 4 images, and describe creates 4 text descriptions. So this is what the command looks like. You can see that we've got 2 icons here. We've got a rainbow flag sailboat and a green sailboat. The green sailboat is Midjourney. It's a separate bot, but it has exactly the same functionality as Midjourney, the same commands. So maybe you don't like that. You just want one bot, because having the 2 be the same is confusing. It's up to you. But you type in the / and these commands will appear. You can type imagine, or you can click on one of these, or you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to select the one you want and then hit tab, and that will bring up the command. But in any event, you type imagine and hit tab or enter, and you will enter the prompt field. We're going to put calico cat here, and the end result is a calico cat. We get 4 images of a calico cat. Now, if you are listening to this on a podcast, I'm going to have to describe essentially what you're seeing is it's a grid with 4 different images of a calico cat that look kind of like they were painted, or maybe a digital illustration of a calico cat. The styles vary a little bit, but they're generally all fairly realistic while still looking like paintings. And they're all square. That's the other thing with Midjourney. All images by default have a square aspect ratio. And there are 9 buttons underneath. It's a grid of like 2 columns and 4 rows, and then you've got an extra button on the end. This button here that's got a little 2 arrows in a circle, this allows you to run the prompt again. So if you say, I want another 4 images of a calico cat, you press on this. And then these U1, U2, U3, U4, these allow you to upscale the image. And then V1, V2, V3, V4, that allows you to make variations of the image. So if you're like, I really like this one here, I want to see some more variations that take the same general concept, but they're a little different, you would click on V3. Because the order is kind of the same order that you see with reading English, where it is left to right and top to bottom. So top left is 1, top right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. And you can also use images as prompts by pasting in the direct image URLs, not a page that contains the image, but the actual image URL. And then you can add. You can't just have one image URL as a prompt. You have to have either another image URL or some text or an emoji. So here we have a photograph of a calico cat. And we also have the words calico cat. And as you can see, this is much more photorealistic than what we saw here. This looks more like a painting. This is very much more like a photograph. If you saw this in a magazine or something, you would probably just think it was a photograph. I don't know. These AIs are getting so sophisticated that maybe in 3 years we'll see this and we'll be like, wow, that's obviously AI, but we're not yet there. Okay, and then we're going to talk about some generation modes. And these are just different, these are commands you bring up with the /, just like the others, just like imagine and blend and describe. And these control how fast you generate your images. So relax is what we were talking about. It's available to standard, plan, and up. And it generates images at a slower pace. However, you won't use any fast hours, so you can generate essentially infinite images at no extra cost. It is only available for standard and up. Fast mode generates faster, but it costs fast hours, and you have a finite number of those. And you can also do bulk and variety generations, which we will talk about in the future. Don't worry about those right now. There's also turbo, which is really fast. Really fast. I mean, I've generated images, like a 4 grid of images, when normally in fast mode it might take 90 seconds. In turbo mode, it often takes less than 30 seconds. But it consumes twice as many fast hours as fast mode. So with fast mode, you can generate, around 100 square images, like 1:1 aspect ratio images an hour. With turbo, you can generate about 50. And turbo only works for 5.1 and 5.2 models of Midjourney. Don't worry about the models. We'll cover that. It's going to be fine. And then for settings, that's / settings. You can change the generation mode, which means you can change it from relaxed to fast to turbo mode. You can change the model you're using. If you want to generate stuff in Midjourney, you can change that in settings. You can change the default level of stylization. And we're also going to talk a little bit about public versus stealth mode in a little bit. So jobs in progress, when you change the mode of generation, when you change from fast to relaxed, that will not affect the jobs that are in progress. So let's say you're generating something with relaxed mode, but it's taking a long time and you want to speed it up. You can't speed up that job, but you can speed up the jobs that come after it. So, you're allowed to have a certain number of jobs in progress at any one time, which depends on your plan. For standard, I think you're allowed to have 3 jobs in progress, and you're allowed to have 10 jobs in the queue, which basically means those are jobs that are waiting to be done, but they're not being worked on right now. Right now, there are separate queues for fast and relaxed jobs. It didn't used to be that way, and it might not be that way by the time you sign up, but that is how it is right now. There were separate queues for fast jobs and relaxed jobs, so you could have 10 relaxed mode in queue and 10 fast in queue, but that may not be the case in the future. Just fair warning. And now let's talk about public versus stealth. This is something that is only available for Pro plan and up. So if this is really important to you, that you don't want your generations to show up on midjourney.com, you don't want people to be able to search for them, you don't want people to see them on your profile, then yes, you will have to get Pro or Mega plan. Because all Midjourney generated images are public by default, which means anyone can find and download them. And they can also see the prompt that you use to make them, and they can copy that prompt. And all Midjourney images, like all AI-generated images, are public domain. So anybody could use your public images for anything that they like. But if you don't like that, if you find that that's too much, you can, as long as you have Pro or Mega plan, you can generate images in stealth mode using the stealth command or changing it in settings. And let's talk about some of the benefits of public mode. Now you might think, oh no, what if everyone can see? Well, first of all, Midjourney is huge. There's so many people using it on any time, at any point in time, and I guarantee you there are people using it for way weirder stuff than whatever you are using it for. You can also get feedback on your images from the community. See, any Midjourney user can get free fast hours. They can get free hours of fast generation by rating public images. And you do that by going here to midjourney.com/app/rank pairs. And Midjourney gives a free hour of generations, which is, okay, it's about 60 images. I thought it was 100, but I guess it depends, I think, on how you estimate it, but you get a free hour of generation to the top 2,000 image raters every day, and it's not hard to get in that top 2,000. You honestly, if you just spend 20 minutes rating images, you have a good chance. Maybe not, maybe more on the weekends, maybe more like 45 minutes, but it's not that difficult. And yeah, in addition, people can use the search and explore function to find images they like and add them to their favorites. So if you have an image, you might generate an image and not think about it at all. But then if you check your profile and look for what are the most popular images on my profile, you will often be surprised to see what is the most popular. And that can be very good feedback to have, especially if you are working on a comic book or something and you realize, wait, this character is really popular. People are upvoting pictures of this character a lot. Maybe I should focus more on this character. So that is one of the nice things about public mode is you get that feedback. And then the benefits of stealth mode are pretty obvious. They're privacy. Nobody can copy your prompts or save your images, and you can choose what to make public and when. And it prevents anyone else from using your images, from downloading them, from copying the prompts. I would say the likelihood of someone using any of your images is pretty low. It's not zero. But I've generated about 80,000 images on Midjourney, and now I don't remember every single image I've generated, but I have never run across any images where I was like, I wonder, that looks kind of like one I generated. It doesn't mean no one's used them. It just means I haven't seen it. And I personally wouldn't be particularly alarmed if I did, but that's just me. And the same thing, I know that people have taken and used my prompts that I've used for images, and I don't mind that at all. I think it's kind of cool. But you might feel differently. So it's really up to you and how you feel about it. And let's also talk about one final mode, promise. This is accessed in the settings where you, again, type /settings. And if you want to turn on remix mode, that means that you can change your prompts when you create variations of your image. Remember, we had that picture of the calico cat with the buttons underneath it, the upscale buttons, and the V1, V2, V3 variation buttons. The nice thing about that is you can remix it. And let's say you want the image to look more like a watercolor. If you turn remix mode on, when you click on, let's say, V1, a little window will open and it'll say, you can edit the prompt. You could say watercolor of calico cat, and then the image will look more like a watercolor, but it will still look more like the original image. So to turn on remix mode, you type /settings in the chat bar. Make sure remix mode is turned on. If it's green, if it's not green, you just click on it and it turns green. And this will allow you to change your prompts when you create variations of your image. But it may lead to your variations being more different from the original image, even if you don't change your prompts. Now, I have done some experiments with this, and some other people have done experiments. I haven't noticed a huge difference between turning it on and turning it off, but some people have. And so that's just something to keep in mind. If you're creating a comic book, you might want to turn it off, at least for a little bit, because it might make your character look more consistent. So that's just something to keep in mind. And there are other things here that we haven't covered yet, like high variation versus low variation. I think it's going to be easier to just show you. So I'm going to show you in a tutorial. All right, so this is the Explore page on Midjourney.com. You can click on these images and bring them up. You can copy the prompts used on these images. You can look at the user profiles. If you want to rank pairs, you go up here to this, the rank pairs right next to this thumbs up icon. And then you can rank pairs and you can potentially get free fast hours. You can also look. If you select top right here from the community feed, you can see the most popular Midjourney images of all time. I'm pretty sure that these have changed since I took this screenshot. They actually change fairly consistently, but that's these are, you can get some good ideas here. All right, so one note on the text is generating text. Midjourney cannot reliably generate text. This is especially true of long pieces of text or anything that is not capital block letters. It's actually been not great, but okay at generating capital block letters for at least a year. But it does anything like this. I think this is supposed to be cursive. I don't know what it's supposed to say, je farl or something like that, but this is a pretty typical representative example of what it doesn't excel at. So don't generate the text of your images in Midjourney. If you need text in your image, add it later with something like Photoshop or Photopea or Canva. There are text-to-image generators that do a better job. There's Ideogram, which is ideogram.ai. I would say Ideogram, the quality of the generated images is lower than Midjourney, but the text is generally better. It's higher quality text. You're more likely to get the text that you want. And provided it's short. If you're trying to have a big, long quote from someone, probably not. And then DALL-E 3, which just launched in the last couple of days, is very good at text. But if you want to make social media images with AI, I would try Canva or Microsoft Designer, and they are very good at creating templates with AI where you can add images. All right, so up next, we are going to talk about vocabulary, and we're going to learn terms that we're going to use throughout this entire course. So that's it for this lesson, and I'll see you guys in the next one.